Q&A weekly webinar call. We're going to get started here in just 1 minute, but before we do, if you'll be so kind as to confirm that both audio and video connections are good, and then we can get started. So just confirm in the chat if you can hear my voice, as well as see my screen, which should say VooPlayer Q&A on it, and then we can get started. Thank you. Now, we're already getting some confirmations from Dean and Will, so we can get started. Excellent. My name is Peter. I am VooPlayer's product manager, and we are holding these calls in order to answer any questions that you as users may have, also to provide any training on advanced features, advanced use cases of video in your business, and generally share how you can utilize video to grow your business. Also, to showcase new stuff that we've been working on, so you can continue to get more value out of VooPlayer, as well as to collect, organize, and prioritize any feedback, criticisms, ideas, suggestions they'll help us improve VooPlayer in the future. All right, with that in mind, the format of the webinar is pretty straightforward. So at any time that you have a question, just drop it in this chat box in the webinar, and we'll just start answering them in the order that they come in. If you are unable to attend any of these webinar calls, there are weekly replays available both on our YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/c/VooPlayer. Let me share a link for that, as well as on our Facebook group, which is facebook.com/group/VooPlayer. And there, aside from the weekly webinar replays, you can also participate in the community by sharing your use cases and also get helpful advice from fellow VooPlayer users. So if you haven't already, I do encourage you to subscribe and join those respectively. Additionally, if at any time you have a idea, suggestion, or feedback, or any of the other items I listed, and you are unable to come to the webinar or contribute it, you're more than welcome to come over here in the application. Just click on submit and vote on ideas, and there you can see our product board, which lists things which we are currently working on, items and requests which we are considering adding to VooPlayer, as well as the stuff that we've been recently launching, so you're up to date with everything new that's released. And of course, as I mentioned, if you have an idea or a suggestion for a feature or an entirely new VooPlayer module, you're more than welcome to submit that idea from this portal and assign it priority for you. And that way, when you submit a new idea, then we place it in a logical place in VooPlayer on our roadmap, and then we get it in front of other people. So all of these ideas that are listed here, all of these integration requests came from other users. So we'll get it in front of other people to see if that idea carries momentum with it in the community, and then if it does, we'll start prioritizing it accordingly. So that's how basically that works. All right, cool. I think I've gone over everything. Let me share a link for this as well. It's available in the application if you just click on your name and just sorry, not on your name, on documentation and support, and click on submit and vote on new ideas. You can access this portal, but also if you'd like, you can do that directly via this link that I just shared in the chat box. All right, excellent. Let me just take a quick look at the chat. Rick is asking any rewards for ideas that become real. We haven't considered necessarily giving out any rewards. We're more approaching this as a community sharing, where what benefits one person benefits the others as well. So it's more of a lovey hippie fest than us trying to buy great ideas from users, but sure, if you have an idea which is so amazing, we would be willing to either buy it from you or even award you with, I don't know, a license upgrade or additional storage or something like that, if it's that amazing of an idea. But it's really not kind of the idea behind this portal. Rather, open sharing, open source ideas. um, Rick is also saying, please short explanation, email and phone verification. How does it work? All right, cool. We can dive straight into questions since I don't have many updates. I just briefly wanted to follow up on an item from last week regarding the OEmbed and Embedly. We're still trying to sync up with them with regards to sort of the URL patterns, but most of it works now. So we'll be pretty cushy moving forward with regards to the OEmbed. So that's still an ongoing item. Just want to follow up on that because I think I said by next week we should be good. So Rick is asking, how do email and phone verification work? All right, good. So as you are aware, most of you are probably already, inside of WooPlayer, on every video, you can set up different types of locks, and those locks can be used to collect various data points on your viewers. So one of those gates is, we can do the phone gate first because I think that's more easier to explain. So if you set up a phone gate, then the user is required at that time in which you specified. So for example, if I set it up at second 3, this lock would appear, and the viewer would be required to enter in their phone number. So what would happen at that point is once the user enters in their phone number, they click on continue watching, and they on the next step, there is input asking them to validate that that is their phone number, and that is done by sending a short, maybe I think 5-letter number combination to their SMS, and then if they're able to match that verification code with the SMS number that if those two match, then they're able to proceed. What else? The email verification. How does the email verification work? And I think there's actually a nifty article that's right next to that checkbox. So another lock which you can use is an email lock, where you require users to enter in their email. So if you turn on the validate email, which is pretty good because sometimes you'll just have people entering dummy data like 123 at 345.com, and they're just going to be able to watch that video, which is not only not useful, but it also messes up with your data moving forward. So we have this option where you can validate the email addresses which are inputted, and I don't know if you noticed that, but right next to that checkbox there is a little help tooltip which opens up this article for validation of the email capture, which goes into a little bit more detail on how we do that. So we run it against a third-party provider. We run that email address against a third-party provider who returns us with a data set. Is this a deliverable email address? Is this an email address which is just a disposable email address? Like if I go to whatever, well, actually, Mailinator, if I remember that right, mailinator.com, and then I can say whatever email, and then I can just use this as my email address, like whatever email at mailinator.com. So it gives us information if it's a disposable email, and so on and so on and so on. So if we're satisfied with the criteria that we receive for that email address, we let them pass. If not, we don't. Sometimes, and there's a disclaimer on here stating that up to 95% of the time, that result is going to be matched. Sometimes you'll run into cases where, for one reason or another, a whole domain or a whole set of IP addresses has been blacklisted, or newly the emails, which are just ramping up and still have no credibility, can sometimes be an issue here. But 95% of the time, these are rock solid results, which we then validate and let the viewers continue with the video. Rick is saying also, always on screen, clickable icon available. Always on screen, clickable icon available. Not sure what that is in reference to. Maybe an explanation on always on screen, clickable icon available. Always on screen, clickable icon available. Is that in reference to the locks, as in you want to be able to open up the lock at any time? Is that like a logo that takes to a TV guide? So hold on. So scrolling OSD, on screen display, on bottom of playing video, available, scrolling ads, stock quotes, etc. No, so that's actually something that's been requested a few times, but we've never gathered any momentum on that. Really glad that you brought that up. So we've had several requests for sort of both on-screen displays and sort of scrolling marquees and a lot of similar ideas, but we've never kind of followed through on that. It had some momentum earlier, but we completely forgot about that. So thanks for bringing that up. That's something that we've been planning to add. Like a logo that takes you to a TV guide. So I'll just assume that you just want a regular button that's available on the screen throughout the entirety of the video that you can use to take the users anywhere during the video. So what you would do if you want to achieve that is you would use overlays and annotations. And there's very different designs which have some different functionalities that you could do. But for your instance, I guess, let me TV guide. Let me just find some image to try and illustrate this point. That'll work perfectly. So maybe open image in new tab. That's what I wanted to. So for example, we'll just take this and close that. And we'll come here and I'll just create a hotspot. I'll choose that as my template for the overlay and annotation. And I want this to link to somewhere. So I'll choose the hotspot link template. And I'll position it over here, let's say in the top right corner of the video. And I want it to have an image background. So, and maybe have it be a little bit larger. Something like that. And then what I can do is I can say, I want this overlay to last from 000 to the end of the video. And this is a relatively short video, only 17 seconds. So this way I've set it up so that this overlay is gonna stay here throughout the entirety of the video. At any time that somebody clicks on it, they'll go to example.com or whatever URL that you specify. Rick is also asking, can I buy shares in WooPlayer? We are not a publicly traded company. We are entirely private, but thanks for the vote of confidence. I guess we don't offer stocks for sale. We're completely bootstrapped. That's something that we're proud of. We haven't taken any venture capital. We've done all of this with our own capital. So we're pretty proud of that, and we're glad that that we're able to continue delivering not only a valuable product to users, but also something that's profitable in the market. Am I the main man? No, I'm not. I'm just a small, lonely cog in the big machine of the giant, enormous WooPlayer corporation. I'm just kidding. I'm just a product manager, but the company has a CEO and a CFO, which are the main guys, and I think I'm not 100% sure, but I think they're sure the company 50-50. Let's move on. So Steven is saying, has Majula contacted you about an integration with their gallery? A lot of Sumolings requested that feature with the latest Majula offer on AppSumo, and they said that they were going to push forward on it with your API. Do you have any comments on this? Not without finding out more about them. So are they currently on AppSumo? Let's take a look. Majula. Sounds like a cool name. Let's take a look at them. Who's on AppSumo these days? On AppSumo, we currently... What? The homepage doesn't redirect to the deal anymore? Oh, that's a shame. All right, so let's take a look at it. Majula, your website has a beautiful gallery of high-resolution photos, but your audience rarely gets to see them. It's time it takes to load. In the time it takes to load, get away from me. In the time it takes to load your gallery, seamless order has arrived. Blah 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 blah. All right, cool. I get it. All right. This looks nicely done. So I haven't noticed that they do video. That's video. Mixing photos and videos is a breeze. All it takes is copying and pasting the video link from services like YouTube or Vimeo. Any comment with regards to this? Yes, I wish Dave have gotten in touch with us, because it's going to be kind of difficult doing that over the API. They would need our OEmbed support on which I was talking about at the beginning of this call, and I've dedicated some time to that last week. I haven't heard from anybody. Let me just open up the support channel just so I can confirm on another screen. Just a second. I just want to double check that somebody from support maybe didn't mark it as spam, but I haven't heard anything with regards to them even inquiring with regards to how WooPlayer can be integrated with something like that. But it seems like a really cool integration that we would more than gladly go out of our way to support. Let me just take a look. So why won't you do MODULA? Nope, nothing. Got nada. Got no search results for them. So nobody has reached out yet. When were they listed? So they have only 11 reviews. So I'll take it this is a fairly new deal. Maybe that went up a couple of days ago. Let's jump to the reviews. So this is June 3rd, May 31st, and I think those were sort of the inside deals, right? So reviews newest. June 3rd was the last. Ooh, people not going for it that much. I'm surprised. This looks like a really cool deal that's right up the AppSumo alley. I'm surprised that nobody has reviewed it in the last 24 hours. But yeah, if they end up reaching out, I'm sure that we can figure out an easy way to integrate WooPlayer with the platform, with their gallery. Sorry. All right, where are we? Dean is saying, "You are the man." I am a man. Will is saying, "I'll give you a cigarette if you tell the truth." You'll give me a cigarette. You'll have to up the stakes on that, Will. A cigarette won't do. Maybe a nice glass of whiskey to accompany that, and you'll get me to talk. Roger is saying, want to use WooPlayer and have a link or embed. Roger is saying, want to use, sorry guys, there's a serious question that needs to be addressed. Roger is saying, want to use WooPlayer and have a link or embed where the customer could click to go and fill out a survey form. Want to use WooPlayer and have a link or embed where the customer could click to go and fill out a survey form. And there's a link to Survey Sparrow, but I'm not sure that I understand the question that I just explained, how you can add a link inside of a video that anybody can click on and go anywhere. If I didn't, oh, this is cool. So Survey Sparrow. All right. And I guess you have a link of theirs where somebody can fill in the data. I don't know if you missed the previous maybe 10 minutes of the webinar, Roger, but I've just been over how you can use either any of the overlays. I was using the hotspot template, but you can use some of the more standard templates to add an overlay which is interactive over the video. So instead of it saying TV guide, it could say fill out a survey, and then somebody can click on that and go to the video. Alternatively, you could always even have, if you come over here to interactions and CTAs, you have a lot of options which would work there. You can also specify a non-finish action where at the end of the video you can show the end card content. So for example, thank you for watching the video, and then you can enter in whatever styling and images and links you want to the survey. So hopefully that answers that question. So yeah, two main options would be either to add an overlay, and you can choose any of the available templates and then just provide a link to it if you want the link to appear throughout the entirety of the video, or alternatively you could just offer an end card, so to speak, at the end of the video where you can specify thank you for watching. If you would like to fill out a survey, we would appreciate it. So that's, and as I mentioned, I'll maybe even go through the different overlay templates. There's some nice call outs with like buttons, that more traditional looking buttons, etc. So hopefully that answers that question. Where are we? Stephen is saying it's under reviews. It's under reviews. It's under reviews and questions. Thanks. Questions actually. What is Stephen talking about? I think I missed something maybe. Stephen is saying, oh, it's under reviews and questions. Questions actually. All right, cool. Let me take a look at it really quickly. Just in case that I didn't miss anything. So questions, WooPlayer. Will you provide integration for WooPlayer and Wistia for your video gallery in the near future? That's actually a very good question. We haven't considered any of those services before as we weren't aware of their popularity. Depending on user requests, aka if more users ask for this, then yeah, sure. I have to mention though, right now it's not on our future warm roadmap. +1 for WooPlayer. I've opened up a ticket with our dev team, which you can follow here. +1 on this would get a feel. +1, +1, +1, +1, +1, +1. All right, so cool. Where's that dev ticket? Issues. All right, cool. We got something public that we can interact with. Yep. Let's see. Integration with Wistia, WooPlayer +12. AppSumo. For reference, we have to recount all +1s given on AppSumo. I'll chime in on this conversation and follow up with them. So this was 8 days ago. Yeah, I'll make myself available to them so to make the integration go more smoothly. Let's see. Rick is saying, can WooPlayer play two videos / sources simultaneously? One WooPlayer can't, but two WooPlayers can. So if you have a page with two WooPlayers, then you can watch them simultaneously, not within one player, if that was your question. Actually, I'll take that back. I do believe you're actually able to do that sort of. If you wanted to, this is going to be an extreme case, but why not? We can highlight it. So, for example, let's do that. If I wanted to have sort of a picture-in-picture experience, let's try and achieve that. Rather than doing WooPlayer within WooPlayer, I'll do something else. I'll grab like a YouTube video. I'll grab a YouTube video and I'll just get it inside of WooPlayer as this video is playing. What did I want to do here? I wanted to create a new overlay. Let me delete this one. We don't need this one anymore. And I'll grab I don't care, I'll grab this YouTube video, share. I'll grab the embed code of this YouTube video. And you can do this with a WooPlayer embed code as well. So I'll come over here to the video again, and I'll say, I'll be the best to do here. I'll just use this HTML embed. So this is an HTML embed, and I can maybe position it here, and I can also have it, for example, start at second 1, for example. And how do you make these autoplay? Start at, I don't remember how you make them autoplay, but there's a thing where you can have YouTube videos autoplay. But for example, you can just do this now. So for example, this serves as a picture-in-picture solution, if you will, where you have both videos playing, and up to you on how you can control that. So hopefully that illustrates how easy that would be. You can just get two videos which you are able to control, and then you can just use the custom code template, which you can position anywhere in the video and have it run at any time. All right. Any upcoming AppSumo deals for Thanksgiving? We got nothing coming up with AppSumo. However, we do have a interesting promotion coming this summer. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to divulge any details, so I'll just leave it at that, probably sometime mid-August. So for anybody planning an upgrade maybe to a new WooPlayer license, that will be the ideal time to target. Have you heard of Hyperrise? Hyperrise, is that how you pronounce that? I haven't heard of them, but we'll gladly take a look at them right away. So who is or what is Hyperrise? It adds personalization to images. I think they plan to add video as well. This will be a great addition to tie in with WooPlayer personalization, as they are open to integrations. Create dynamic images that personalize on the fly. +1 for Hyperrise if that's possible. They're working on personalized GIF for video. Cool. I've seen similar solutions to this before. What I'm interested to learn is what would the integration with WooPlayer look like. The hardest part about these platforms and these solutions, which allow you to do sort of messaging personalizations, if we want to refer to them as such, is the templates that the people are using. So it would be really nice if they would offer their templates to be used within our videos. So for example, there's a video of this French guy with the glasses holding up a sign, and he pulls out the sign behind his back and twirls it around, and it will be great. So if they would be able to feed us that video content that we can run inside of our player, I think that would make for great integration. That's you can use any images, not just their templates. I know, but and basically then you don't need any integration with VooPlayer. With VooPlayer, you already have the personalization for video, which you can customize anything to say anything. But what I was saying is what makes this effective is the templates, which are well thought out and well planned. If I just take this video that I have here of this camera lens spinning and zooming around, I could maybe achieve something cool if I position the personalization text here in the center of the lens, and then when it opens it says "Hi Peter." That would be pretty cool, I think. But it for effective messaging, you need an effective template which works. So that's the only integration potential that I see. If I'm missing on any other potential for integrating with a solution like Hyperize, do let me know. I'll definitely note all of this feedback for Hyperize. There's a lot of it for potential for integration. I'm just not sure how the integration would work. Demori is saying they're working on a personalized GIF for video. Any experience with Endira Gallery? No, no experience with it. We'll gladly find out what the potential is for integrating with that as well. We're sort of running out of time, but we'll gladly pick up this conversation at support@VooPlayer.com, if you will, Roger. Demori is saying Hyperize, you can use any images. Not sure what you mean by templates as it pulls first name. WooCommerce integration. If I'm not mistaken, I think we're already supported on WooCommerce, and I've seen people use VooPlayer videos for product pages on WooCommerce. If not, that's something that we would definitely give some priority. We have a lot of users who are running e-commerce solutions on the WooPlayer platform, and with WooCommerce being well, I'll actually have to say in the last year and a half or so, not so much WooCommerce. We've been getting a lot of Shopify support requests, which is something that we've been focused on. But WooCommerce is definitely something that we think it's still relevant, and we'll gladly examine the feasibility of any deep integrations needed if anybody chimes in on support@VooPlayer.com and asks us to do so. All right, cool. We ran out of time for today. Unfortunately, I have a hard stop, so I'll have to thank you everybody for joining this week, and hope to see you next week as well when we continue improving WooPlayer. Thank you all for your time today, and have a great remainder of your week. Bye.